less.
Over the weekend, sadly for me, Israel Adesanya lost. UFC 305.
Boy,
Israel
Izzy.
Adesanya. Stylebender.
Yeah.
Lost. But a big topic around that is of the fact that Drake, Drake, Drizzy, Aubrey,
we know him.
whatever you like to call him.
We don't talk about him all the time.
We don't talk about him, right? So he actually put a $450,000 bet on this fight, where Stylebender went to lose on the 4th round through to submission. So people feel like the Drake curse, which has lived upon over, let's say, 10
years.
10 years,
across several sports also.
I believe it.
And in terms of his ratio, it's been like out of like over 200 bets, he's lost. He was won only maybe like 17. Like he's in like under 90% of wins. Do you guys feel like this is really still that alive? And is it just a general bad year for Drake that he can't even catch a win in that sense?
First off, I just want
he's been losing that bets for mad long though.
Yeah, the
year,
Drake curse has been forever.
This has been a thing for almost a
Have
decade.
either of you felt what do you say that, like the
I just feel
maybe
like
a
sports
whiff
isn't
of
his
the
lane.
Drake pass, of the Drake curse? Excuse me. You guys
A
ever got a
whiff
whiff
of
of
what?
that?
To where?
Let's say maybe you also made that same bet that Drake has made, or
No, I'm not stupid.
or rooting for someone who
No,
Drake
like
is
I
better
know
than?
who to root for, and I know that I also don't have Drake money to just throw it away like that.
Of
So
course
it's
not,
like,
but
I'm not a big gambler for one,
Same.
so I can't really speak to that.
But what about gambling your heart and just betting on someone,
Well, I
gambling?
like
my
real
heart?
gambling.
like a relationship,
like blackjack?
Yeah, like
yeah,
I'm from Vegas.
yeah, okay,
We learn how to play blackjack in
Well, in
middle school.
Vegas,
I didn't even plan that out, but this makes so much
I'll
sense.
throw a couple dollars down on
Yeah, so
blackjack.
I like that kind of gambling,
Yeah,
but
but,
sports
like,
gambling, especially, I
can't.
feel like coming from a sports background, it's hard. People will ask me
Ooh.
about so that they can make sports bets, and a good chunk of the time, I will be right, but I just
You don't
feel
do
like
it
I feel like sports gambling is for people who aren't good at sports.
So you're a
gotta
big
tell you
believer
something.
in such a thing as like a Drake curse then, since you're
Yeah,
What a-
I just
what a
feel
big
like
gambler.
sports in general isn't his lane. I feel like he wants to be good at something because he knows he's not an athlete.
It's not a bad take.
I love
He
that.
doesn't look very athletic.
But I'm like a hater when it comes to stuff. Like if you weren't an athlete in any capacity, well, not any, because you have to be like a collegiate at least for me to think that you're athletic. But
Wait, so anybody who
Here you
who
go.
competes in sports betting can't be athletic?
I
No,
mean,
she said they aren't.
yeah.
I mean,
Not
You're not
can't
very
be, they
credible,
aren't.
understandably.
I never heard. I mean, I'm not mad at that
okay,
take.
all right. So mentally, I can understand it, right? Like, I think it's still very new. So like the whole
Yeah.
like athletes even.
Yeah, maybe more athletes will start getting into it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking like as it becomes a little bit more normalized, like there's gonna be
Yeah.
a whole generation that has no idea what it's like to not know what it's like to bet on any sport, right? So like,
But for now,
I think
it's like
For
it's
now,
like
if you're not
it's
an
kind of
athlete,
like
yeah.
fanatics with
Yeah.
me. It's just like
You're a
a
nerd.
thing of fans of sports to do.
well, yeah, that's definitely. I mean, I'll be honest. I really do think the whole legalization of sports gambling definitely helped explode the popularity of sports throughout America right now. I think obviously sports have always been at the top of line, but if you look throughout entertainment, the only form of media that seems to be getting any sort of money, new money coming in, is sports, right? Like TV rights, gambling money, athletes, all that windfall. Like you look at regular TV, like everybody's stripping down budgets. Like nobody's doing like
Yeah.
real shows. Look at the music industry. People ain't selling shit. Like they closing down doors. Like it's going down. Like lots of forms of media and entertainment is all going down except sports. And I think sports gambling is a big part of that because it definitely does give you a little, it makes you feel like you're a part of the game.
Like
Yeah.
they
You have-
involved in the game.
You have a
like
real,
I won. No, you didn't.
you have a real.
No, you didn't.
I mean, you did.
You-
Like
yeah,
that's the
you
thing.
gotta
Like
tell me.
I feel
you
like
won, but
Drake.
no,
Nah,
you
you
didn't
win.
win. You didn't
When
win.
Drake
Nah,
does
you win.
win, he's
Yeah,
automatically
but you didn't
like,
win.
Nah, you
feels
win.
like he's a
No.
part of the team when it's like,
nigga,
no.
you weren't on the field. You weren't
Don't
on the
matter,
court.
you win.
No, you didn't win.
It don't matter.
So
you win.
shouldn't feel like a winner if you won a sports bet?
Yes, you absolutely should feel like a winner. Are you kidding
I
me?
understand where you're coming from.
Like
It gives them that false
Yeah.
sense
You
of
didn't win the chip, but
gratification.
you won.
You won.
something.
You won.
I want some
a
money.
chip. You want some chips in
Look,
Vegas?
I've made over like $20 off of sports betting. I feel like a champ.
Anytime someone says I've made over, you're thinking that
I've also
number
lost
is going to
hundreds.
be. You thinking that
But
number's
that's
going to
not
be
the point
ridiculous?
here.
He said $20. I made over 20.
It's just like when Drake goes and when he does get it right, and then he goes and celebrates with the team like he was a part of it. I'm like, dog.
As he should.
Like the Toronto shit. Like when he won the Toronto shit, was like, all right, cool, I get that. Like, yeah.
And
Yeah,
he
that's
paid
where
a
you're
great-
from.
That's where you're
Not gonna
from.
hold you,
You're
though.
ambassador.
If I got-
Like,
Yeah.
okay, I
If
get
I
it,
got
get
20
it.
racks on the money line and that joint hit, I'm definitely celebrating like I won a championship.
And I'm
also.
Drake.
But then he went.
I'm
So then when
celebrating-
Miami won,
Yeah.
he went to the club with Bron and he's like holding the trophy. He's like, fam, like put
I'll
that
do
shit
it.
down.
I'll do it. If I won, if I put money up, I've celebrated teams like I've won a championship for less, for nothing, for 34 years of my life.
I'm only if I'm betting, I'm only
I've
betting on my
celebrated-
team. I'm not betting.
Celebrating,
on
Yeah.
you might as well
like,
hand me a
if I'm gonna
jersey.
feel like I won, I'm betting on my own team. I'm not betting on who's got the biggest.
I'm very
Yeah,
and
I ain't doing that.
my
Just for the sake
whatever
of it.
teams I'm a fan of, and if we lose, we lose.
Yeah.
But I'm not switching sides. I don't like that.
I don't bet
I think
against
he
the
does
Knicks.
stuff like that just genuinely because, well, one, he's from Canada, so sports isn't huge. But
What?
well,
I
not
mean, soccer is.
Sports isn't huge in Canada?
Soccer is.
I guess
Hockey,
soccer.
Oh, hockey.
basketball,
Well,
wrestling.
basketball just got
I mean,
big.
did-
Wrestling
mean,
is
did
high
you
in
see-
Canada?
massive in Canada. I
we'll
mean,
see,
you
and
haven't seen the Toronto
that's
Raptors?
another thing we have to talk. Well,
You haven't seen the
I haven't.
Toronto Raptors when they won the title? When they,
No,
when they
I
had-
know. We know basketball is.
Yeah, huge.
Wait, what did you
They
say?
got their own football
what
league.
do we have to talk
I don't
about?
Well, I
care
mean,
for it.
wrestling.
but-
Soccer?
no, football. Like they got their own football league. I don't care for it, but it's big over there.
but not when he was growing up. No,
Nah. Well, he grew up with like a decent sports following.
like
he,
hockey.
He still grew up with like
he-
Vince Carter and the Blue Jays, and he saw a World Series.
True.
It's not, that wasn't nothing. It wasn't like it
True.
was.
No, that's very true.
Yeah,
who
I'm like,
was
I
it?
don't think he was.
People, I don't know if he was, but yeah, no, the city of Toronto was. It was
I don't
late when they
know.
won that World Series. That's when back to
I
back
say
came
I
out.
say the Drake curse is definitely a thing though, because it's like, first off, sucks for my man Izzy. Shout out to Izzy, brilliant fighter. This kind of happens to like it's kind of like the lifespan of like every like great UFC
Yeah.
fighter. It's like they have that
UFC.
they have that run.
I
when
should
they're
know
just,
more about UFC, and I
thought
don't
she would.
There you go.
because it's his biggest thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
it's
you
king
gotta
over
do
there.
your homework.
Yeah,
I just don't care.
Either do I.
that's fair. It's fine.
I
Well,
like
let me
sports
ask you
for
right
the
real
ball.
quick before we get before we hit the hypothetical, right?
Like sports for the ball.
if let's say if Drake betted on the Knicks,
Yeah.
Nope.
how
no
fearful
chance.
would you be?
The Knicks are going to be
He
terrible
be scared
anyway.
as shit.
So let me tell you something.
They have their own curse.
Stop.
Jesus.
Yo,
They do.
Dang.
Stop it.
Jesus.
That's-
Why?
that's-
They're just not.
You sound,
They
now
haven't.
you sound like
We didn't even get to.
boomer right
You didn't
now.
even answer. When was the last time the Knicks-
1973.
Like that's a long
was not
time.
See, that is such.
Yes, it was.
That is this.
Spike
This
Lee
is how I
just
know
said
you're.
that shit.
Whoa, wait. This is how I know you are a Gen Z area.
It was 73.
This is very.
Am I a Gen
This is
Z?
very much a
What
Gen
was
Z. take.
73, not
Yeah,
63.
not 73.
Oh,
I said 73.
Oops.
I mean, that's just such
you
a
can't-
long time.
So you can't enjoy your
to
team unless they
cons-
win a championship.
No, but to consider themselves on the level of like the Lakers and
What's the be
Whoever
what's the
says
level of
that?
the
It's like
Lakers?
the Lakers and the
Y'all still
Celtics.
living on past. We're not talking about past.
What's your
morals, like,
point? Kaz, what's your point?
What's my point?
No,
She's
no,
asking me the
it's
question.
like what are you trying? Like, what's the
She's asking me the question.
what was?
I I was just wondering, like the dynasty aspect. I feel like doesn't.
Dynasty. I didn't call it Knicks a dynasty.
Okay, because I'm just like I don't think they are, and I don't get the appeal of
it's
them trying to.
So you only root for winners. That's it.
no,
It's just-
but
if they don't win a championship, you can't.
It's the
they just-
mar-
But I
it's
just
the-
feel
it's
like
the
they-
marquee.
I
It's-
feel like
it's-
fans speak of the franchise as if they're a dynasty, and they're not.
But they have
She's got
culture.
it. She's
The Knicks
got
have-
a point. She's got a point.
No, she doesn't.
She does.
I don't think she does.
She does.
I don't think she does.
She definitely
I
has a
think.
point.
I think there are teams like the Chicago Cubs who never win shit,
Till 2016.
but they win one, and it makes people's lives. And I think as a sports fan, there's two ways to be a sports fan. You could grow up just happen to grow up in a great city and get to wake up and watch your team be successful for a lot of your years and be super proud of that. or you could suffer together, like a lot of Knicks fans have had for a long time.
I don't want to age you, but were you alive during that championship?
I was not alive.
Okay, so that's no. I don't. No, I was just making sure because I'm like, I just don't. It's just been so long, and there you were mentioning the Cubs. It's like they did get that one win.
got
It's
one.
like you
Think about it
haven't.
like this, right?
The
They
Knicks
got one.
haven't.
The Golden State Warriors before 2015, the last championship
Golden
that
State Warriors
they
were
won,
laughing
And they were
stock
never
before that.
considered a dynasty.
1975.
They were never considered a dynasty
So now
until
you have
they
the potential.
became one.
So
in
a team
these
has to be a
past-
dynasty for people to like them?
No,
No.
I think she's saying the perception.
I just feel
She's
like
saying the
Knicks fans
perception- yeah,
speak of
yeah,
their
that's
team
what
as
she's
if
saying.
they're a dynasty, and they aren't.
Fair.
But it's very fair. She's not saying the Knicks act as if. She's saying that the fans act as if that they
Because we are diehard
This is how
fans.
this
And
is,
it's a
this is
diehard
what it's like
aspect
to
of it,
grow
which-
up in a city with no culture. Like
Damn.
Las Vegas.
That's not fair.
This is
That's
how
not fair.
this
First
is
of all, we
no, this
have
is what
we
it's
do
like,
have
yo.
culture.
That's
It's
not
like
fair.
degenerate
Not like New
culture,
York.
but we
Yeah,
still
exactly.
have culture.
Like, it's
Okay.
terrible. It's a terrible culture to have. But this is what it's like, right? Like you only root for championships. You only front run. You only
talking about her?
only with teams that.
Well,
like,
no, because I
Yeah.
don't like any. Like I've never been a Lakers fan. I don't
Okay.
cling on to like Oklahoma football sucks. But I'm okay with
So
that.
Knicks
Yeah,
fans-
Okay,
Knicks
So are
fans
but I'm
fans.
still. And even now, we have a football team, and I don't care how bad the Raiders are.
Yeah.
I tell Travis, literally, the last thing I had told him was, I know you just won the Super Bowl, but last team to beat the Chiefs were who?
The Raiders.
The Raiders. Okay. So, like, I stand by my teams, even if they're bad, but I
Listen.
also
Are realistic.
acknowledge that they're not good.
Listen, I think any.
But they're
Knicks-
getting
I
better.
think any red-blooded Knicks fan will tell you we've had some pretty lean years, right? Definitely had some times that have been tough to be a fan, but that's what makes the good years that much better. You say it feels like Knicks fans are in a dynasty because that's how long it's been. That's how thirsty they are.
1970.
Like you're
So,
talking about
you
how
have to-
crazy
you have to
Oklahoma football
understand-
is.
Yeah.
Like Oklahoma football, they have seen championships, and like the reason why I think college football fans or college sports fans stay fans for so long is because it's generational. Like
Yeah.
it passes down to like kids to family,
And
kid to
everyone
family.
goes to college. Not everyone gets to the
Right.
fandom of professional sports.
True.
So, some people just don't like sports in general. When you go to a college football or college basketball
just-
school,
You can just say go team.
yeah, even if you don't like sports, you end up liking it because everyone goes to college.
For sure.
For a
Right.
majority of people.
For sure.
So we're running out of time.
Okay.
because Alexis has to go. So
Right.
I would like to do the hypothetical of the week.
Let's lock
We
it
have-
in.
We have 3 minutes, so it's easy.
Okay.
I made it really simple for y'all. Alexis, I know you come from a place where you guys don't really have many seasons, but I'd say
No.
if you could pick one season that you would have all year round, which she already does, what season would it be?
Summer. I like to be hot. I don't.
That's why you like Vegas. Gotcha.
Yeah, she hates it here because
Well,
apparently
I
the
also
cold.
like Vegas because I'm from there and it's the best city in the world. But
Whoa,
It's not the best city in the world.
Nah.
it is.
You're
I've been
in
to
the
a
best
lot.
city in the
I've been to
world.
a lot.
You're in the best
Welcome
city in
to
the
the
world.
best city in the
though.
world.
Yeah.
First of all,
Let's not get
am I
into that.
allowed-
Let's not
am
get
I
into
allowed
this
to
because it's going to be
curse?
another 30
absolutely.
minutes.
Yes.
The curse.
Okay,
Absolutely.
because this
It's going to be another 30
shithole
minutes.
is definitely not the best city in the world.
See?
Say less.